Life is precious, and we all have the opportunity of living it to the fullest. Unfortunately, so few of us know how to manage it all. How do we account for our opportunities? How do we account for our time? How do we account for our relationships, health, spirituality, homes, finances, influence, and careers? How do we account for the one life we have to live? I am so glad you asked. In this program, you will find answers to all of these questions and more. Welcome to the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore.
What's happening? What's going on? I want to welcome you back to another episode of the Account for Your Life podcast. And here's what we're talking about: the power of resurrection. Now, don't get this title twisted with the power of the resurrection. We're not talking about the resurrection, and you know what I'm talking about. We're just talking about the power of resurrection. See, because you thought I was about to go, this is about the resurrection of Christ, and it's not, but it is. It's not, but it is. You follow me? It's not, but it is. So, hey, it's that time of the year where it's that time of the year where people are talking about this resurrection that's happened. And so instead of merely talking about something that has one connotation, we're going to talk about it in a different light, in a light that you could benefit from now. See, because the resurrection, many people who don't want to be religious, or many people who is that really real? We don't want to offend, or not that I don't mind doing that, but we're just going to not talk about it from religion. We're going to talk about it from a physical attribute right now. Is that good? Look, I'm ready for this. So it's that time of the year where we've got Easter and this whole season of when Christ died and resurrection, which there's a lot of interesting ideas around that. So I'm not really going to focus in on the time period, but we're just going to focus on how resurrection can be used in your life and mine, right? Because resurrection is a form of transformation. That's what resurrection is. Resurrection is when we thought something was gone and it comes back. When we thought that all was lost and all of a sudden you get it back. We're talking about a resurrection that can happen in your life. That's why the Account for Life podcast here. Look, this podcast is about helping you to manage life. Look, at the beginning, we talk about life is precious and we all have the opportunity of living it to the fullest. But unfortunately, so many people can't manage it all. So how can we manage the life that we have right now? Let's think about the transformation today. Let's think about something that I said this to somebody, and then I heard it again just this morning. And so this phrase was this: what got you here won't get you there. My goodness, what got you here won't get you there. And there's so many angles that we can go when we're talking about what got you here. What got you here won't get you there. And I talk about my business. I says, man, what got me to where we were, say, up until this point, it's not going to get us to where it is that we'd like to go. I was looking in the mirror this morning, looking in the mirror, trying, how am I looking? I've been, staying off sugar for the most part. I did eat a cookie a couple of days ago, and I was with my friends who lost their son. And, it was one of these things where it was the environment. So I just ate the cookie. But I'm looking at, I'm like, okay, some things may be happening. Now, here's the thing. Transformation, do you know when you transform, you can't hardly see it. You can't hardly see it. So if a person was trying to lose weight, they're not gonna see 2 pounds come off. They can't see it. Now they can get on the scale and says, well, I'm down 2 pounds, but I look the same. You follow me? I'm down 2 pounds, but I look the same. Transformation happens over a course of time. So when we're talking about the power of resurrection, what we're talking about is transforming, or actually changing a paradigm of what we thought was lost, but now is found, right? What What was lost? Think about this. What if you could go back to when you was that perfect age? What's your perfect age? Come on now. If you're listening to this live or replay, what's your perfect age? Tell me what that is. I'm gonna tell you what my perfect age is. My perfect age, and I remember it was 28. 28. You say, well, Jay, why 28? That was the year I got married. So good year, right? We'll be 24 this year, but 28, for some reason, I felt like I had, I've gotten to this maturity level that was like, yo, this is good. Like, can I keep it right here? Is there any way? Like, I wish I would have known some of the things that I know today at 28, which I'm thinking I'm at a good spot. But technically, the older I got, the more I learned. But when it comes to my body, when it comes to just that physical appearance, man, if I could just go back to 28. It's funny. My brother Reggie, he pulls up a picture while we were in New York a couple of days ago, and he pulls this picture up of me, him, and my good friend Mike at my wedding. And I'm looking at the picture like, man, if I would just grow, if I would have cut my hair off to just a brush haircut, and then just have a little mustache, because that's how I was at 20. I had a little mustache. Like, a lot of you guys never seen me with hair on my face. Had a little mustache, and I had a brush haircut. And I said, man, if I would have that haircut right now, I might look 28. I might be 28. Hey, what's happening, Lucy? What's going on? What's happening, Genome? Genome says 25. I remember Genome when she was 25, because when Genome was 25, I was 28. Good year, Genome. Look at you thinking the same way I'm thinking. That's my wife, if you didn't know. So here it is. Perfect age was 28. So when we're talking about a resurrection, right, we're talking about bringing something back that's almost like, that's impossible. There's no way I could be 28 again. Yeah, there's no way you can be 28 in years. Have you ever seen someone at 70 who looks 50, or, well, not even 50, who looks 40, 30? I have. I've seen some women. Yeah, women. I've seen some women who have taken care of their body at a level that's unbelievable. Like, what? Even like Angela Bassett, she comes to mind because I know she's in her 60s. And that woman looks like phenomenal in her 60s. You're like, what in the what? Yeah, Lucy says she knows some people. So here's the thing. Then that means resurrection is possible. But here's the thing. What if we didn't have to resurrect? Uh-oh. What if we didn't have to go through a life where we're constantly trying to get back what we lost? What if we didn't have to go through a life where we're constantly focused on, man, I wish I had this? What if we actually lived a life where you lived at the moment of resurrection? Oh man, Lord's giving some revelation here right now. Where we lived at the moment of resurrection. It's almost like wherever we'd like to be in life, wherever we thought was the best part of our life, wherever we thought that, you know what, I think, man, if I could just have that, then that means today, in the now. There's a book that I read several years ago. It's called The Power of Now. And the premise of this book, it's interesting. See, a lot of times we're living behind. A lot of times we're living behind, and then a lot of times we're living in front. But here's the thing. The best part of our life is when we take what's in front of us, pull it forward. And when we take the best that was behind us and pull it from behind and sit it in the now. The power of now says, what I'm focused on right now is all that is. Right now. So this resurrection process it's a transformation of such, right? It's this way that we say to ourselves, we say, wow, you know what? I could live as 25, as Genome said. Today. Now here's the thing. Now here's the problem. We got to get to the problem. Here's some pain. Here's some issues because there's no way. Look, at the end of the day, there has to be pain. So let's get to the pain. Oh my goodness. Wow. If I'm going to be 28 again, then I didn't have any knee pains at 28. None. Zip. None. Zero. I didn't have any pains anywhere. In fact, like I was really fast. If I'm going to get to 28, then how in the world am I going to do it? Now about 7 years ago, I think about 7 years ago, when I started on the healthy accountant journey, I started running. And something amazing happened while I was on this transformational process. I pr- wow, I actually resurrected. I resurrected the person at 28. Literally, I took off 20 something pounds. And I remember feeling the lightest ever because I was the lightest ever. I was light. I went from 205, 208 down to like 184. And I was the lightest ever. I saw some pictures and I was like, yo, wow, how did I do that? You know how I did it? There was not one obstruction in me that said it couldn't happen. Not one. I believed in the resurrection during that time period. I was like, I will become this person. And I was not focused on who I was behind. I was not focused on who I could become. I was focused on who I am right now. And who I was right in that moment before I lost him, before I took the weight off, was this person that says, you know what, if I just get outside of my house and I run, didn't like it, but you know what? There was something about doing it right now that felt good. And every time I did it right now, every time I did it, it was like, whoa, this is great. This is beautiful. So when we think about this power of resurrection, Cambridge University said this: something beyond the physical realm. It's beyond. See, Jesus, when he was talking to Nicodemus, he was talking to Nicodemus. You know the story. And Nicodemus is like, well, he's talking to Nicodemus about being transformed, about being born again. And Nicodemus is like, what in the world? Like, I can't go back to my mama's womb, Rabbi. He says, dude, like, you don't even understand these things. Like, you know things, but you don't understand them. So here's how we're going to end this today. I want you to think about how someone is born. It's the first thing. How someone born. Well, you got a mother and you got a father. You got a mother and you got a father. And what they do is they have to come together. A lot of us are parents. We have to come together. Now, here's the thing. I don't know. I don't have no idea. When my son Jared's 20, my son Jacob turned 17 2 days ago. I have no idea what day when me and Janome were together. I have no idea what day it happened. What? No idea. It's not like I can say, you know what, honey, it was that night that we got together and that was the night we conceived. No, I have no idea what day. Because by the time we found out she was pregnant, doctors, they can, it went back to this, but we can't go back to the moment to say this is when it happened. Transformation happened. Transformation that's going to happen happens at a point where we're unaware of it. Why? Because it's spiritual. It's a spiritual thing. See, resurrection is spiritual. And so what happens, what Jesus is trying to teach Nicodemus is that, look, when you make the decision, right? That's what he says. When you're making this decision for me, something's going to happen, man. But here's the thing. You can't tell when it happens. You can't see it. See, remember, it says something beyond the physical realm. This is beyond what's physical for us. All right. Let's bring it all the way home right now. The power of resurrection is transformation at a level that's spiritual, that's beyond a realm. It's beyond a realm that you can touch, feel, or see. And because we cannot touch, we cannot feel it, we cannot see it, then that means we have no control over it. But here's the control. Here's the control that you and I have. We have this power. And this power says that I can decide today. And I do not have to believe that I will resurrect myself. I do not have to believe that I will transform my life today. Here's what I get to believe. No belief. I don't get to believe anything. Because if I'm gonna believe something, then what's going to happen is I'm going to wind up doubting what I believe. So instead of believing it, I'm just going to know I'm human. And here's what I mean by know I'm human. I just know I'm human. I know I'm a man. I know I'm living. And I can't second guess that. And because I can't second guess it, I don't have to believe it. And since I don't have to believe it, then I can say today, you know what? I'm going to live as if I have stepped into a 28-year-old body. How do I do that? Uh-oh. This is the part where it gets really good. It's like, well, how do I do that? I don't know. I don't have to know. I don't really have to know. This is the spiritual part, guys. I don't really have to know. What I do know is that if I can actually think that it's possible for me, then it has to be so. Did you catch that? If I can actually think, and here's where the word of God comes in. It says God can do far more than you can ask or imagine through the power already working in you. What are you talking about? Well, that means that all I gotta do is think it. Yeah, Sonia's like 28-year-old body. Hey man, why not? Why not? Why would I have to believe? I hate that word now. Why would I have to take an idea? Why would I have to take an idea that does not serve me when I can take an idea that promotes me? It promotes me into a resurrected life, into a transformed life. Look, remember this. When it's all said and done, what's going to happen to your body is going to transcend itself. You're not going to look the same when it's all said and done. I'm talking about at the very end. So today, let's use this power. Let's use this power of resurrections, this power of transformation, this power of going and living beyond what we can touch, what we can see, what we can hear, what we can feel, and just say, you know what? I'm going to accept it as possible. And let's go. Power of resurrection, guys. That's what we can harness today. Harness it for yourself and know that whatever you can think, if you can put that idea in your head, then that means that that's available to you. And then the power that worketh in you, it will propel you towards what it is that you already know. Guys, I appreciate you for joining me for this episode of the I AFYL Life Podcast. I'm Jay Moore, the Healthy Accountant. My life is here to help you and myself to account for our lives. God bless, and I'll see you on the next episode. Peace.
Thanks for joining us, listening friends. We are so glad you invested this time with us. Always remember, you only have one life to live, so live it to the fullest. This has been the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore. Until next time, make it a great day.